Okay. Apparently, this is the card. Um, okay, so let's begin. Apparently, it's that quick. Hi, Hilary from Porter, multidimensional healer, and Tamiana Starseed Oracle here. It's a day after the new moon, so we're still in the effect of the new moon. How is everything for you right now? How is everything? Not the surface, not the like, oh, I'm good, but the everything, the heart, the core, the everything. So easy to just be like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, everything's great. I'm good, blah, blah. But that's not how we connect. We connect by being honest. And yes, there are situations where an honest heart, a truthful heart, a fully expressed, vulnerable heart. And there are times you're not going to go in and get, ice cream. I'm just thinking, we just got back from a little sojourn into the woods and found this amazing little ice cream store in Courtney, called Blue Spruce, if you're ever up there. But yeah, I'm not going to go in there and be like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, well, I'm a little sad today. It's totally okay to do that. And if somebody says, hey, how are you doing? You can be like, you know what? I'm a little down today. That's okay. That's how we connect. I mean, if you go into a big, long conversation for 20 minutes to 30 minutes in a situation where you're just ordering ice cream, it might not be, I don't say appropriate, because what has culture deemed appropriate? What has culture deemed appropriate? Right? One of the areas where I've thrived is being in community situations and community grocers in stores and being like, hey, how's it going? And you can have a quick, intense, amazing, powerful, heart-filling connection in less than 5 minutes. You can truly see another person, truly see them in less than 5 minutes if you allow yourselves to be open and that vulnerable. Okay. I'm loving this. The sunshine, it's actually not that bright out, but just how it's coming through the clouds and coming into the mandala room, kind of loving it. So the codes have been strong, the light codes. If you've seen this before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen this before, it's light language, light codes. Pleiadian, Arcturian, Lumerian, a whole bunch of my guides channel the codes through me. And light codes are a way to shift your vibrational energy all the way down to the DNA cellular structure and heal past timelines, heal future timelines, heal current timelines, and to shift your vibration. So it was pointed out to me when I do these, I'll be like, I don't know what's going to happen. And a close person in my life said, you do know what's going to happen. You just don't know what the theme is for the day. But you know transformation is going to happen. You know cellular shifting is going to happen. You know opening to the heart center is going to happen. You know that pattern retrieval and rejigging is going to happen. All of those things happen with light codes. And then when the light codes come, sometimes there's also a message behind them as well as to what's going currently, right? Like, let's do this type message, like a rah-rah message kind of thing, right? Yeah. So, also pull in a card, new moon card. And that's what I was doing at the beginning where I was like, oh, look at this. Because it was barely shuffling and all of a sudden it's like, bam, it's there. So the deck I love right now is the Tao. Can you see that? The sunlight. See, ooh, the Tao. It's my favorite. And the card is interesting because I love Chani Nicholas, the astrologer, and there was also some other astrology stuff. My partner has I think it's the Llewellyn Astro Guide or something. He reads to me from it, and it talks about what's happening up in the stars, right, up in the skies. And both of them were talking about this new moon. Yes, it's setting new goals and getting everything going and stuff, but it's deep. I mean, it was a super moon as well. Is a super moon? Was a super moon? It's only yesterday. And it's deep, and it's going into those spaces, and it's going into those dark spaces. This last month has just been about dredging things up. Dredging sounds bad, but it's not bad. It's pulling things up. But it's not just pulling the things you want. It's pulling everything up for you to look at it. And this new moon, again, it's going in there. It's getting in deep. We are also getting close to Samhain, So going down into the underworld, right? Halloween coming up here. And so it's preparation. It's what happens. Give me 1 sec. I gotta let somebody in. Come here, baby. So Rosebud, where'd you go? Come here. Kitten was at the door wanting to come in because she likes to be part of this. Look at the sunlight. There you go. Okay. So the card. The card is fitting for the imagery. It's deliverance. Hi, baby. Hey. We just got back from a bit of some time in nature, like I said, and so she's been missing us. So we'll be in a room where she can't get in, and she's like, "What are you doing? I missed you so much." So this one's about deliverance. Release, relief, a fresh approach, liberation from obstruction, finding a solution, and exhilaration. So going deep. What about that going deep? Often, hi baby, when we actually go deep and we allow that space to be vulnerable, that heart opening centered space, we feel that sense of relief. We've been holding back. This has been one of my big lessons for myself of I can do it all. Got it all on my own, right? And I'm in a partnership that it's like, no, allow yourselves those spaces of vulnerability to say, this is what's happening for me right now. I mean, it's okay to express the emotion and to express the emotion in the way that you feel comfortable with. And the more, it's like anything else, the more you do it, the more with ease it comes, right? And also really going into your core and being like, okay, what do I truly need right now? And if you haven't known all the way up until now what you've needed, it's going to take practice. It's going to take practice to know what you need and how to ask for it. And to even just say, I don't know what I need right now. But we don't have to bear the weight on our shoulders all by ourselves. It's okay to share the load. Yeah. Apparently Kitten is sharing the load of the petting. Okay, let's see if there's any extra... Oh, she doesn't usually go up in my lap. Come here, baby. Let's see if there's any extra messages from this card. So with this deck, it's also based on the I Ching. So what you do, I'll show you in a sec here. 1, 2, 3, nope. Is you roll these coins. You can roll, I choose coins. I chose nickels. And you figure out which side, so no extra messaging today. So coins, 3, because there's lines here. And so the double line is a yin and the straight line is a yang. So if you roll the coins to match the line, that means the line switches. So if on the yin line I threw 3 queens, queens are my yin on this, then that means I would read the extra messaging for that because it would switch. It tells me that's where the messaging needs to happen, right? The extra messaging. Okay. So we're getting some kitten love. Getting some kitten love. Let's see if there's anything amazing. So this book, if you've never seen the Tao Oracle, please take a look at it. It's amazing. Okay. The time of deliverance is captured best in the image of a thunderstorm. As in nature, when there has been a long dry spell and thunderheads are gathering on the horizon, the time for deliverance is at hand. Before a storm breaks, the accumulation of energy and tension can build to a point where it feels almost unbearable. Then the sudden release of pent-up energy and lightning and thunder delivers the earth from the oppressive conditions and the gusts of wind and the cooling rain, just as your heart, right? You have this weight and you're like, everything is so heavy, and then we cry, we release, we share, we lean into supports, and we can feel some relief. Awareness and grounding are especially needed at a time like this, lest you get swept off your feet by your own overwhelming sense of relief and euphoria. The small, ordinary things of life will need careful and ongoing attention, and taking care of business is the best preventative medicine to ward off the letdown that can often follow such a high. You know, it's where you're just like, yes, everything's so great, and then you get this crash, right? That's not to say it's inappropriate to rejoice or feel unburdened now. Rather, enjoy and keep your feet on the ground. It's okay to have joy. It's okay to have joy. When a thunderstorm has passed, there is an uncommon freshness and sense of renewal in the air, and there's often a fair amount of debris on the ground that needs sorting through and cleaning up, the dredging up that we were talking about. It is vital now to identify and clear away any destructive thoughts or actions that might have created the heavy atmosphere that led up to the storm. Taking time for reflection will strengthen your ability to learn from your actions and help you gain the clarity not to repeat the same mistakes in the future. What we were talking about, patterns coming up from the light codes, and then you're able to rejig those patterns, right? Rejig so that you're not following the same patterns that were not serving you. No matter what the sources of past tensions, it is now possible to observe them with less passion and greater equanimity. And it is from this detached perspective that you can best understand what steps you need to take to move forward. A word of caution, detachment is cool, free from emotional storms and drama, but it is not cold and unfeeling. When you say, there's this word, if I think of it, I'll come back to it. Where you say, I'm in the now, and people are like, yeah, but it's not like you feel anything. You're like, I'm in the now. It's not that I'm not feeling anything. It's that I'm detached. And that association comes up of detachment, cold, unfeeling, don't know what's going on. You're just like, pull back from everything. And you're just like, no, I'm here. But you process it differently. You're not attached. That's all detached is. You're not attached to something. Your cords, right? In the aftermath of all the storms and interplay of energies in life, it is always important to maintain a spirit of open-heartedness and compassion. Forgiveness is a healing force, and it is just as important to forgive ourselves as it is to forgive others. In fact, the two often go together. Forgive yourself. By letting go of the past and its turmoil, you will clear the ground for the lessons of deliverance to take firm root in the soil and grow into a deeper and more profound liberation of the spirit. If any hurts or misunderstandings remain unaddressed in the current situation, it's time to acknowledge them, do whatever is possible to heal the wounds or clear up the misunderstandings, and move on. There is a window of opportunity now to move quickly and decisively into a new order of things, and this is best accomplished with heartfelt gratitude for all the lessons learned. Shut the door. So, taking the lessons that you've learned, the experiences that you've had, and moving forward from them and taking action from the lessons that have been learned, from the lessons you've learned, but the lessons that you have integrated into yourself, right? Okay, so once again, deliverance. Okay. Who's joining us today? I'm going to show you this beauty, and then we're going to enter into the other realms. Chalcedony. Oh, that's baby. Let's see if I can get some. Look at that. Pretty, yeah. She's new to the house. He, she, they. Okay. If you feel called to, I invite you to close your eyes and just listen to the codes. See where they lead you into your body. And these are the points where some more attention is needed. Yeah. Niet sta to sta et sti et sta to pap sikiti ten niet to su so paska niet sta to shai ni stotta como ma sito a sita stikiti et sta What's the to taka to now niet skiti to stu bediet sta to ta niet no sta now is the time to connect with your light body. To really become one with your light body, to really Join with your light body. It's easy to think of it as a different entity, but it is you. It is a piece of you. It is a part of you. It is you. Interwoven. So between every piece of your cells, between every piece of your cells, like a crosswork pattern, the cells interspaced between the light grids, the shards of light, interwoven light and your physical 3D body. Integrated. One does not take over the other. And by having this integration, integration together, you're able to service the above and the below. So the earthly density and the sparkle of the stars. We integrate with your light body, and then you scan. Scan from your feet. So slow, so slow. This is a practice of patience. You scan from your feet up. And look for the parts where the light body is not woven in an aligned pattern, aligned properly, interwoven properly, where there's a kink. When you hit these points, love them. Draw them into the grid pattern and seal them with the love. And then move up and continue scanning your body until you find another one. And then do the healing work there. Love it. Coax it back into the space, into the grid. And then continue on. Seal it with love and then continue on. When you get to the heart level, regardless if there's kinks in the pattern, bathe your heart in love. Bathe it in light. Cradle it within that grid. And then continue. And for now, also spend special attention around your throat chakra. Making sure that grid work is as fine as can be. And flood it with light. And then scan the rest of your body. Do this daily. Each day. I think we have a present. Maybe. She brought presents. She brought Moses. And so a daily practice, a daily scanning of the body, a daily kinks. I was going to say kinking all the fixes. No, fixing all the kinks. And do this daily until the end of until Samhain. And this is to help with your cocoon space. This will, it's like a, it's like a golden sarcophagus of your light body. Yeah. A beautiful cocoon, ready as we go into the underworld, where we do the work. If you don't do the work, you just come out the other side. You're like, I still got the same challenges as last time. This is the time to really get in there and just metamorphosize. Do you agree, Rosie? I think she agrees. Being cute. Okay, apparently we're not done. At the end, okay, that's the key. So you've done the scan every level, and when you get to the levels that have the kinks in them, right, the areas, you mend them, and then you move on to the next. And when you get to your heart, and your throat, you give extra love to them. At the very, very end, once you've scanned your body, feet to head to feet, cloak yourself in gold. Picture your whole body, light body, physical body integration. Like, for lack of a better term, saran wrapped in gold. Gold is not penetrable by any other. Yasatopoe sitae tosta nietstoaya sitae opoaya sitae siknionu niatstae titostae kitopoaya nisatia tostae kupatia tostoaya niatstatostaka. Opasito. Okay. New moon, kitten love. It's got the star shine. We got deliverance. Remember, release, relief, a fresh approach, liberation from obstruction, finding a solution, exhilaration from that release, from that support, from that grounding. If you're looking for support, please reach out. I am here. You can send me a DM or you can check out the link in my bio. Okay. So much love in Stardust. I'm gonna go bathe in my light codes and do my own scan here. Right, Rosie, you can do it with me?